Alright boys, what's happening? Welcome back to another episode of F1 2021 My Team on the channel. Today we have the second to last race in the season. Season 1 is coming to a close. We have the Australian Grand Prix at the Melbourne Grand Prix Circuit. You can see in the top there boys, we have $6 million in the bank. We are not upgrading our facilities at the moment though, because we want to save up for the teammates for next season. You will find out the teammates in the next episode after this one at the end of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. But let's not look forward, let's look at the present. Right now we have the Australian Grand Prix. You see we've advanced to qualifying boys, and we had a bit of a stinker. I will show you now. This is the setup on the screen. It is raining, so I do believe we bumped the front wing up a little bit above that 7 for this quality session because it is raining. But boys, so during practice and stuff, I obviously use different components in the engine not to wear out like our race engine essentially. So yeah, basically you'll see now as we go out on our flying lap, our first flying lap in quali in full wet conditions, the bottom right is showing red, and we whip up the engine. The ICE is 94% worn, and we forgot to change our engine components boys after practice, so we've had a massive stinker. And obviously if we change our components back, we wouldn't have time left in qualifying to set a lap. So we're going to end up starting P22 in this race boys, because you're going to see now, I think fuck it, we may as well just order a whole new engine, so we get the whole new engine ordered there, and hopefully we don't see a repeat of Singapore where we get a brand new engine components and it retires us, you know. And so you can see there we start P22. Callum Ilott only going P19, only a few places above us, but it's going to be the last affairs challenge in Australia. Let's get it.
It's race day here in Melbourne as we continue with what could shape up to be one of the best Australian Grand Prix. Here we are then at the Albert Park Circuit. 3.3 miles of bumpy street track, but not a lot in the way of elevation changes. The circuit goes all the way around the lake, taking in 16 corners. Note the DRS zones into turns 1, 3 and 13. They'll offer our drivers a number of good opportunities to overtake. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
Well, the throttle goes both ways, Crofty. You've got to have the discipline not to try and win the race on the first lap. So always be prepared to lift early and give those around you more space. Trying to be the last of the late breakers with half a dozen cars around you may pay off from time to time, but it's also a great way to lose your front wing.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Stroll, Daniel Ricciardo and Hamilton, Giovinazzi, Ocon, Tsunoda and George Russell. Sainz, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Fernando Alonso, Max Verstappen and Perez, Mazepin, Latifi, Mick Schumacher and Pierre Gasly, Ilott, Raikkonen, Leclerc and the owner driver. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Alright then boys, you can see we do stay P22, nobody overtakes us at the back of the grid, or well, replaces us at the back of the grid. It is going to be P22, last affairs challenge. We're going with the one stopper, soft into mediums. Can we make the strategy work? Very weird grid order, we'll talk about that more after the lights go out. It is lights out and away we go. Sebastian Vettel in P2 and Lance Stroll in P4, that was the main thing I wanted to mention there. As we head down into turn 1 now, and Pierre Gasly has made contact with someone. You see his front wing end plate flying up into the sky there, and we've already made a pass on Kimi Raikkonen around the outside of turn 1 there. We're already up one place, kicking up some dust into the face of Kimi Raikkonen behind us there, and Charles Leclerc, who's taken a grid penalty as well, is now the next car in front of us, who sends it up the inside of everyone there you see at the bottom of the screen, and we try and follow suit and do the same thing going around the inside of our teammate Callum Ilott. get a better exit of the corner there, and we overtake Islos. We're up 2 places after the first 2 corners. Let's see a replay of Pierre Gasly. What happened there? Just a very weird jolt of acceleration from Pierre Gasly there into the back of one of the Williams cars, I do believe it was. So now Pierre is actually in front of us. He's the next car we're going to try and overtake here. He's got damage, so we know we need to clear him fast because he is going to be significantly slower, and we almost made contact with Pierre there. This guy is going so slow after picking up that damage, so we're trying to pass him as early as we possibly can on this lap. We're going to send it up the inside, and he gives us enough space to take that corner there. Very sportsmanlike from Pierre, who someone like Kimi Raikkonen probably would have just turned in on us, the absolute lunatic. Next up we have Latifi and Schumacher in front of us, 2 slow cars that we know we are faster than, and as we head down into the final corner now, you can see there's a lot of cars in front of us. There's quite a big train, so hopefully we can clear these stinky little cars in front of us. Mazepin, Latifi, we take over Latifi there very easily. Hopefully we can clear these cars in front and stick with that train up front. We're going to send up the inside of Mazepin, but we just weren't close enough to take him on that corner there. We have the 2 Haas cars in front of us now, Mazepin and Mick Schumacher, so can we send it up the inside of Mazepin now, late on the brakes, and we almost make contact with Schumacher there, managed to get slowed down in time, and we go up the inside of Schumi, and he pushes us off the track, left absolutely 0 space for us to try and get through there. It was an ambitious attempt at an overtake on that corner there, but I thought, you know, he might have yielded and conceded the position to us, but obviously he pushes us off the track. But you know, I'm sure we'll take him on another corner. There's plenty of overtaking opportunities for us against this guy Mick Schumacher. We cut the corner half there, probably might have took damage to the under tray of the car. It was a risky move that, because it's a massive curve that sticks up on that corner that we've just jumped over there, but we managed to overtake Schumacher, and you see Leclerc in front of us now, the guy who started in front of us on the grid. Me and Leclerc, we almost drop it into the wall there, but he's massive snap of oversteer there on the exit, getting onto the curb, and it just unsettles the car completely. We managed to keep it out the wall very luckily. So yeah, we've got a little train in front of us now. I believe there is a slow car in front of George Russell in a Williams, as well as Fernando Alonso in an Alpine, keeping me, Leclerc and Perez behind. Obviously all 3 of us, me, Charles and Sergio, our cars are faster, much faster than that Williams of George Russell and the Alpine of Fernando Alonso. So hopefully we can get rid of these guys quick. We've got Antonio Giovinazzi up in P11 there. He qualified in P6, so Giovinazzi's lost a lot of places off the start. Giovinazzi obviously qualifying in or P7 he qualified in, sorry. He qualified in P7 in Zandvoort as well in the weekend just gone, as we see Charles Leclerc trying to set up a move on Sergio Perez there, and we get a much better exit than Charles from that corner there. Can we take it up the inside? Can we take that position from Charles, sending it up the inside of the next corner? Can we take it from Charles wheel to wheel through most of the lap there, get him? We have overtaken Charles Leclerc up into P15. Next up on the list is Sergio Perez. We'll see an onboard replay of that overtake there. We tried to go up the inside, but it didn't really work out in that corner, so we got the inside of the next corner later on the brakes there. A much better line through that corner, and we managed to overtake Charles. I managed not to try and drop it in the wall on the home straight like we did on the previous lap, but Charles is not going to give up that easily. He tries to get us again on the outside, and we almost make contact with Russell. A little bump on the back of Perez there. He was very slow coming through that corner, but Perez has made it past George Russell. Can we take it past George Russell up the inside? A bit of a weird line through that corner, but we really needed to clear Russell. He was going to cost us so much time if we stayed behind this guy. But you can see there, Giovinazzi has lost another place. He's down into P12. Giovinazzi is on the hard tyres, so he must have got into P7 from grid penalties, because there's no way he qualified in P2 on hard tyres, boys. There's absolutely no way. Weird strategy from the Alfa Romeo team to start Giovinazzi on the hard tyres. You see, as we see Perez passing him there, and we almost made contact with Giovinazzi, going for a very ambitious overtake there from our point of view. But Giovinazzi, he looks like he's sending one back on Sergio Perez. I don't know where this pace came from on these hard tyres, but we know it's very important that we get past Giovinazzi, and hopefully we can send it on this corner. Giovinazzi almost turns into us, but he gives us enough space. Very good driving from Giovinazzi. I appreciate that, because his teammate Kimi Raikkonen would have just turned into us, the absolute lunatic. So up into P13 now on lap 6, and we are trying to make that one-stop strategy where the softs into the mediums. We try and break the toe here on Charles Leclerc, who's going to have DRS on us. Sergio Perez, boys, we just couldn't keep up with him. You can see it in the delta in the top left. He's 4 seconds ahead of us now. So yeah, it just wasn't good, boys. Perez, he was just so quick. Like once he got past Giovinazzi, and I thought we could stick with him in DRS range or something, but bro, this guy was fast. But what I was surprised about is Alonso as well, 6 seconds ahead of us. I thought we would have caught Alonso very easily. As you see us defending from Leclerc a little bit more. We're hoping to stay in front of Leclerc before the pit window. You know, if Leclerc overtakes us before the pit window, it would be a disaster. So you see, we're going to do everything we can to try and send it up the inside and just defend, boys. And that's probably why Alonso and Perez got so far ahead of us, because we were so focused on defending Leclerc, when maybe we should have just let Leclerc pass and just raced, you know, and tried to keep within his DRS, try and get pulled along, but then we run the risk of Leclerc getting away from us like Perez did, and we go a little bit wide on that corner there. And yeah, like I say, we obviously don't want Leclerc to just get past us and away into the wind like Perez did. But it is time to pit. Hamilton there, you see, came into the pit onto hard tyres. Alonso's got onto the hards. Leclerc is pit behind us. We are obviously going for the one-stop medium strategy. Bit of a difficult strategy to make work. But we'll see if we can pull it off, because if we can, we will be a lot better off than a lot of these cars who are going onto the hard tyres, because we are on the faster medium tyres. So Leclerc goes onto the hards behind us, as you can see. Kalamilos comes into the pits there as well. He's in P19. But he's been overtaken now. So these medium tyres obviously a lot faster than the hards would have been. So have we made the right call by going onto these mediums? Can we make them last until the end of the race? It's quite a long stint to go as we run wide on the corner there, and there's been contact with Charles Leclerc, and Leclerc is into the wall. Yellow flags are out. Charles Leclerc is into the wall. Let's see an onboard with Leclerc. We run a little bit wide on this corner, but Leclerc just, I don't even know what he's thinking there, and his tyre comes off, his front wing's broken, the marshals are stood there like absolute bots. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what Charles is thinking. That was not on me. I am the first person to hold my hands up and say it was my fault when I caused a collision, you know. But for me, boys, that was not on me at all. That was completely Charles' fault. And he has brought out the safety car, which is massive for us with this strategy, because we can save our tyres behind the safety car a little, you know. So hopefully with that reduced wear, we can make the strategy work and take these mediums to the end, whereas everyone else is on the hards. And yeah, so this is the lap after the safety car restart, I do believe. It's worked in our favour a lot, because it's brought Alonso closer to us. He was 6 seconds ahead, and we have cleared Fernando Alonso, who otherwise we would have not. So maybe it was tactical, and I did take out Leclerc on purpose to try and get a safety car brought out. But next up in front is Kimi Räikkönen. We overtake him on the outside there. You see how hard he defended us up the inside. It compromised his line on the exit of the corner because he was defending so hard. I don't know why this guy thinks that he's just some sort of, like, I don't even know, superhero that can defend the city from all sorts of evil. Speaking of evil, Antonio Giovinazzi pits there. I don't know why he's evil, but he's pit there on lap 20 of 29. Obviously he's on that one-stop hard into soft strategy. And as we cross the line on lap 21, Jeff tells us in this lap it's time to box for soft. And I was like, Jeff, I did not say I'm doing a two-stop strategy, mate. I said I'm taking these mediums to the end. And we're up into P12 from P22, if you remember, on the grid. So we've made up 10 places there. And Carlos Sainz is our next target in front. The man who's shared a podium with us the last two races. The man who I've hinted could be our teammate for next season, a differential pick. You know, you won't see many people on YouTube going with Carlos Sainz, but we send one up the inside of Sainz on turn 1 there and managed to make an overtake. We're up into P11. Next up in front is Esteban Ocon, and obviously Ocon is on those hard tyres. We're on those mediums. Like I say, us going on to the mediums, a good strategy call, because we're going to be faster than all of those hard runners. And we're up into the points, boys. You can see there Sergio Perez, Max Verstappen, they also went onto the mediums. So my strategic brain is as smart as the Red Bull Racing team, who have also brought their drivers onto the medium strategy. So yeah, next up, you can see that we aren't going to catch Perez, but Sainz, he's looking to send one around the outside. Can we keep our line up the inside? Can we get a better exit? We can. Better traction on the exit. Carlos Sainz on those hard tyres. He's battling for his life, really. You know, this is 1 point at stake here, and I do want to hold on. But you can see that the tyres are dropping off 57% on the front left for tyre wear. The tyres were really dropping off at this point, and I was just, you know, holding on for dear life, to be honest. You know, it's only 1 point, but to come from P22 on the grid into the top 10 and get a point, you know, we'll take that every day of the week. But can we even get the points? You know, we've got Carlos Sainz behind us, Fernando Alonso behind us. They're not going to give up. It's the last lap of the race. I'm showing a full lap because it is the last lap of the race. You can see we're going red in the sectors. We are slow. The tyres are dropping off. 57% wear on the front left. I've got no grip. I'm sliding around, just trying to get it over the line, boys. Just trying to bring it home in one piece. Shout out Luffy and Zorro. And we've got Sainz there. You can see the delta. He's now 2/10 behind us. Carlos, he's very fast. Carlos Sainz, which is why I suggested he could be our teammate for next season. You know, he's got the pace, the race pace, even on those slower tyres. Well, supposedly slower tyres than us on these mediums, but our tyres have dropped off. And Sainz, he looks to send one up the inside. Now this could be his last chance to get that one place back from us, and he's made contact and caused us to have a massive snap of oversteer. And Carlos Sainz, he's nowhere to be seen, boys. Carlos Sainz, I'm looking in the rearview mirror, and all I can see is Alonso and Gasly. Let's see a replay of that. What happened to Sainz? He made contact with us, trying to overtake us up the inside, which sent our car into a massive snap of oversteer. And let's see that a replay there. You can see he's bumped us, and we've just completely took him out. We've took him out completely, and he's lost 3 places, Carlos Sainz, to the 2 Alpines and Pierre Gasly. But we managed to bring it over the line, boys, in P10. And pick up that 1 point. We managed to hold on. Poor Carlos Sainz, the guy who I suggested could be our teammate. We've had a massive incident with Sainz there, which has cost him 3 places. And would you look at that, boys? It's driver of the day. You know, after never having driver of the day all season, we've had it in back-to-back races, boys. So we've gone from back-to-back podiums to back-to-back driver of the days. What a way to end the season with 1 more race left in the season. It couldn't really go much better unless we can overtake AlphaTauri in the point standings. But that fact right there will come down to the last race of the season, which you'll see in the next episode. But yeah, man, like Carlos Sainz, man, I feel so bad for him. I've been gassing Carlos up the last 2 races, you know. We were on the podium together. We were being very friendly. He let us pass in quali, didn't block us in quali in Brazil. So I thought, this guy, you know, he could be our teammate. And then we've had a massive incident with Carlos there, which I'm not really sure whose fault it was. Did I not leave him enough space and that's what caused the contact, or did he just send it too much, which caused the contact and then caused our car to spin? And obviously when you have oversteer like that, I can't really do much else apart from run Carlos off the road. But Lando Norris there, qualifying in P1 pole position and finishing the race in pole position. Lando Norris got the fastest lap of the race there, as well as picking up 26 points. Absolutely massive for Lando. And we can see there Yuki Tsunoda up into the top 10, AlphaTauri getting some more points, Pierre Gasly finishing outside the points, which is massive. Antonio Giovinazzi having a howler, qualifying P7 and finishing P17. But Callum Ilott, boys, P21 when Charles Leclerc crashed, so P21 is the last place. He qualified in P19 and he finished in P21. This guy, mate, like, he had such a good start to the season for us. P13 in Monza, P10 the race after. I thought, this guy, you know, he's got his points. That's more than Dan Ticktum could ever do. Well, Dan Ticktum actually got more points than Callum Ilott for the team, so we'll bring that one back. But I thought Callum Ilott would have a bright future at the team, but it just wasn't meant to be, boys. He's definitely gone for next season. You see now we have 8 million in the bank, so we're saving up to buy a mega driver for next season, boys. Like I say, in the next episode, you'll find out who our options are, and I'm going to let you guys pick our teammates, but we'll talk about that more in the next episode. You see there, we have to restart 2 upgrades because they have failed. It's been a while since our upgrades have failed on this career mode here, but we have 2 fail at once there, and we're nearly up to £10 million or dollars in our cash budget, so we really are looking forward to getting a good teammate for next season. But first of all, before we think about next season, we have the 20th race of the season, the final race of the season, Abu Dhabi at the Yas Marina circuit. That will be in the next episode. If you do want to see it early, get this video to 10 likes. We're going to pick our teammates in the next episode. I want your help in that episode to pick them. If you did enjoy this episode though, last to first challenge, we only got from P22 to P10, but it was still a good effort. We got 1 point from P22 and driver of the day. You can't go wrong with that, really, can you? Great drive from us, if you do ask me, making the one-stop strategy work on the mediums instead of the hards. Gave us a lot more pace compared to those hard runners and allowed us to get into the points. Our last 3 races have just been perfect strategy, really, boys, isn't it? I'm somewhat of a genius, you know, you could say. Anyway, if you did enjoy this video, like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the vibes. I'm just rambling now. I will catch us next time. Take it easy.